Hey, what's up? It's Laser Brains. OMG, we are in shock. We just finished watching the movie, and I think we're still all a little bit stunned, right? But anyway, I'm Mike L, and I'm joined by
Joshua Mervell. I'm so excited to talk about this week's movie. But first, Champion, thank you for joining us again. I don't know why we call you like a special guest. You're a host.
No, you're a co-host.
Yeah,
for every episode.
But I want to be special.
You are special.
And also, we should mention this is Champion's pick. Like,
This was my
Right.
pick. This was my pick. But it was a fairly obvious, like, I'm not going to take credit for, hey, I know of sleeper hit that you guys might enjoy. But with the recent tragic passing of Rob Reiner, who directed this film, I started a bit of a deep dive into his directorial
filmography.
Yeah.
and it's just, especially like kicking this off with, it's just he's a masterful director.
Yeah.
And I'm having trouble articulating exactly how.
And the thing is I think when I was a kid, I didn't know who he was. I didn't know that he was Meathead, because I knew who Meathead was.
I knew that he was Meathead.
Okay.
And when I learned later that he was a director, I was like, yeah, right.
Sure.
Like, that's going to be ridiculous. He's a character on a comedy film.
Right.
But in retrospect, how much Rob Reiner has had an impact on my life that I didn't even realize it. Right.
100%.
Going back to All in the Family, right? Like, so much of my personal code of ethics comes from the Meathead, right? And so much of watching this as a kid, like it soaks into you. And then to have films like this, Princess Bride.
Yeah,
I forgot about Princess Bride.
The Princess Bride is my favorite movie probably ever.
Well, many people from our generation feel the same way.
It's amazing, and it's one of those movies growing up as a kid that was like stuck with me, and really kind of shaped how I enjoy movies. And I think honestly, like a little bit of my humor is like I watched it with my dad constantly. Every time I was homesick from school, we would watch The Princess Bride. So it's just like this. Yeah. He's definitely created so many movies that have like that special place in my heart. So watching this again was also very special. I watched it a lot when I was in high school.
Sure.
Like I watched it often. I really liked this movie, and I watched it a lot with my friends from high school. And watching it today, I got really emotional.
Of course.
Like I like it hit me in such a different way from when I was a kid. I almost forgot that that's kind of what this movie is about, is like your friendships as a kid and then growing up and growing apart.
Sure.
Like it is a small part at the end of the movie, but
it's the narrator, part of the movie.
Right? The narrator is kind of like dropping these hints a little bit throughout, just like how he's talking about the story and how he's reminiscing about his friends, and just it was really special watching it again tonight. It is. Yeah.
I kind of anticipated that there would be many a tear in the audience tonight, not because I remembered anything specific. I just knew that that's what was coming.
Right.
I was like, oh no. It was like Pavlov's dog. Like, oh crap. When I hear the bell, I will cry. You know what I mean? And that's what this movie was. What did you think, Ian?
I had a similar sort of a history. I didn't watch it a lot when I was coming up, but I watched it once or twice when I was a kid. So I'm familiar with it, but it didn't really stick with me because I was a kid. And it was the same sort of experience that I had. This wasn't me revisiting it again here the first time, but maybe a couple of weeks ago, I put it back on and think, oh yeah, I remember this movie as being kind of cute. I was not prepared for what it did to me then. And you're right, it is about sort of looking backwards. This movie is all about looking backwards. And it's about looking backwards at the things that used to be important to us and things that we've lost along the way. And there was, it was like a cold bucket of water. Just so many aspects of my own childhood are reflected in this movie. And part of that comes from the fact that this movie was so popular when I was growing up. Sure. So many of the little mannerisms and little sayings that we had, I'm hearing these kids say this shit, and I'm thinking, I think that's where we got it from. Right? Like, I think we were quoting this without even realizing it.
You know what else too is the geography of this film. It's not California. It's not the East Coast. It's specifically kind of the Midwest, which even though we're in Canada, the geography this is exactly our geography, right? Like if we, not necessarily in Essex County, but if we were to go a little bit further up, this is what it would be. It would just be trees and mountains everywhere, right?
And this is some of the stuff that I remember when I was growing up as a
Right.
kid too, just running around the forest,
Yep.
running down railway tracks. This is all stuff that we did. We weren't looking for a body.
No.
But it felt like as a kid, it felt the same.
Yeah, exactly.
You
the
know,
same.
like the adventures you had as a kid, even if they were mundane, it felt like this.
Yeah.
Or even if they're completely imagined.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I don't want to say that like the whole story was fake, but it also, when things are like a little bit exaggerated in this movie, it almost feels like that's the narrator's recollection
Of course.
of it.
Yeah,
You
like
know what I
how
mean?
close
Like
they
it's-
were to getting hit by the train.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know what
like,
you mean. Yeah.
all of these moments like just kind of are so much bigger in your
Yeah,
brain
it's
from when you
romanticized, of course.
for sure.
That's touched upon by the movie itself with the junkyard dog, right? And
Right,
the narrator's
yeah,
like, that was
yeah.
my first experience to the reality
Yeah.
being different from.
I know
from
he
the
said
story.
sick 'em boy, but what we all heard was sick balls. It's so,
But it's funny you mentioned. I was thinking about this when I was watching the movie, because I do like we're older than you are, but when I was a kid, younger than them, me and my cousin Michelle went into a yard and got chased out by a guy with a dog and a rifle, and we remember him shooting. Maybe he shot into the air, but
Right.
he remember him shooting at us. But I mean, it's just, what were we doing? Where were we? I have no idea, but it happened.
Right.
I know there was something that happened.
Oh, yeah.
And all of us were on train tracks. All of us went on these, like, especially I had cousins out in Tilbury, and we would go out and disappear for hours, like up the train tracks and into fields, and it was just like I just can't imagine if I had kids now. I would not want them to do what these kids did or what I did.
yeah.
Right?
Well, I grew up in LaSalle, and my friend and I would constantly walk in the forests in LaSalle.
Sure.
And we found this old abandoned tree fort one
Nice,
time, and
nice.
we would constantly take like lumber and stuff from my parents' house and like lug it out to the
Yep,
forest, and
yep.
we fixed up this tree house. Yeah, so there's a lot of moments like
course,
that where it's
yes.
like, yeah.
Is this not, honestly, like, okay, so we were talking about this. There's other movies that kind of came after, like a little bit of Goonies, a little bit of
Sandlot,
which I haven't seen. And then, of course, everyone knows Stranger Things now. At the time, there was also E.T., right? This whole idea of kid gangs, but it's also, like, Stranger Things is a show made now about the 80s, which, of course, is further away from us than the 50s was from this movie, which is crazy to think about.
It is pretty crazy.
Yeah. But I mean, what other, the way that this captures it, I think it could be the most authentic. I mean, I can't, like Spielberg with E.T., it captured it as well. Do you agree? Like, Ian, you're a fan of E.T., I assume, right?
I haven't seen E.T. in a long time too, but it has very much the same sort of a feel. And I don't know what it is that gets you that sort of pit in the stomach.
Right.
It's a combination of everything. It's the locale. It's the fact that, again, like, this isn't Los Angeles. This isn't some town where we recognize anything. This is just a railway track in a forest.
Right.
And everyone has walked down a railway track through a forest. Everyone has.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you can look at that and you can relate to it instantly. Whereas if this was happening in a big city or somewhere where we know where it is, if the location has something to do with the story, it didn't here.
I think a big part of it as well is the writing of the kids and the casting.
Well, of course, yeah.
Because like when you're watching this, you had a friend that fit into like all four categories
that's what I was
of
thinking.
these kids.
Everyone knows a Jerry O'Connell.
Yeah.
Everyone knows a River Phoenix.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And everyone, I'm sure that in this crowd, we probably all will be eaten. but then the Corey was kind of Corey Haim or Feldman.
Feldman.
He was kind of the odd one. He was a little bit odd He was the oddest.
Right. Yeah. But I feel like
Yeah,
I feel
there was
like
a little
there's-
bit of that in everybody.
Oh,
Of
yeah,
course.
yeah.
I think everyone's been maybe every character at some point.
Yeah.
But everyone definitely
Yeah.
knows one of those for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Which one would you be? You think it'd be Will Wheaton?
Probably
Yeah.
Will Wheaton.
Yeah, same.
Probably. Yeah,
Just
yeah,
a nerd,
yeah,
but
yeah.
you know, had all these same friends.
Sure.
All
Yeah.
these same friends.
Yeah.
Corey Feldman, the slightly crazy,
Oh, for
the,
sure.
Right.
the loose cannon.
Yeah.
Then there's the jolly, chubby
Jerry
kid
O'Connell,
that's
yeah.
you know, a little timid, and then the River Phoenix is the glue that holds it all together.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I guess okay, let's just talk about these individual actors that we might as well, right? So, okay, we'll start with River Phoenix. Everyone knows he tragically died when he was, I think, only 23 of a drug
Yeah.
overdose. And of course, he's the older brother of Joaquin Phoenix, who's now become huge, right? But, growing up in the 80s, everyone knew River Phoenix is this great kid actor. And then he did Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. And then soon after that, I think, is when he died, right?
Yeah, I think it was
Or
90s.
A few years. Yeah, I guess it wasn't
Yeah.
soon after. It was like 10 years later or 5 years
still,
later.
yeah.
But still, it was sad.
Yeah.
But he's an excellent actor and does an incredible job, I think, in this movie. And when he does that speech, that's one of the most heartbreaking scenes in
Yeah.
the whole movie. Oh my God, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he's crying, and Will
Exactly.
Wheaton's there with him, he's like, I was choking him back.
Yeah.
A little bit there. It's too authentic.
There's that moment, and then there's also like when he's trying to protect Will Wheaton's character, and he's like, "No, you're gonna go
That's a
take
great-
college classes. You're gonna be a writer. Like I'm not gonna let you fail because you're friends with us." And just like that parental figure, like he had the hardest job in this movie.
Sure.
That actor, because everybody else, they're kind of just playing kids, and they
Sure.
are kids, and they do a great job. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like had the most like weight on his shoulders.
That's a
Like,
good point.
He had to really act in this movie, and he does a fantastic job. Like so good. Yeah.
He needed a lot of
The
range
deepest-
to play that character, and he
Yeah.
brought
Yeah,
all that
100%.
range and then
100%. He
some.
brought it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. I don't know what else to say about him. I think he was perfect.
Yeah.
And then, of course, well, spoiler if you haven't seen it, there's like a tragic sort of thing at the end. We find out, right?
I don't think we have to worry about spoilers from a movie from 1980.
Well, no, but I
Yeah.
don't like to spoil movies because even if you haven't seen it, you haven't seen it. It doesn't matter how old it is.
Nobody's watching this podcast
But
that hasn't seen
no one's watching the
Stand By Me.
podcast anyway.
Well, I didn't say that, but that hasn't seen Stand By Me.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
If you manage to hit our podcast
Yeah.
first before
Yeah.
seeing Stand By
Yeah.
Me in your
Right,
life,
right,
you have to revisit the path that
Yeah,
you've been taking.
exactly. The problem is you. Okay, but let's.
Thanks for watching, though.
Yeah, but now we're gonna. So then next, technically, the protagonist is Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton. What can we say about Will Wheaton that has not been said before?
Right.
My cousin is a huge Star Trek fan, and I asked him what he thought of Will Wheaton, and he said that he wished he would fall down a turbo shaft. So
Oh, shit.
some people don't like Wesley, but we're not talking about Wesley. We're talking about Will Wheaton. He was fine, but I gotta admit, I couldn't help but see a little bit of Wesley. What'd you think, Ian?
Well, Star Trek kid growing up, I mean, I wasn't the biggest Wesley Crusher fan either.
Right.
In fact, did I make a weird comment to him at a
convention?
At a convention,
You
I think
might
it was at the auto show or something, and he was
Okay.
there for some reason. I was like,
Yeah, of course. That sounds about right.
and I said something. I forget what it was. He took it in stride, and it wasn't even a thing. I was like, wow, that just rolled right off his back. I was like 11, 12 years old.
Oh, so you insulted him.
Yes, I said I
wow.
forget what it was. I forget what it
Okay.
was. But no, like I never liked him in Star Trek. I didn't think he was a very good actor. So seeing him in this, it sort of like he was very, very good. He's very, very good.
It's probably his best role. Let's be
I
honest.
think it's far and away his best
Yeah.
role. He showed a lot of range as well.
Yeah.
He had almost as difficult a character to play as River Phoenix did,
yeah.
because his character had a very a troubled upbringing as well. So he was sort of tossing back and forth between hanging out with his friends and confronting his own pain about his father, essentially not giving a shit about him. And he did a really good job of that. He was helped along by River Phoenix as well. The scenes of the two of them together are just
Heartbreaking. Yeah.
Really good.
unbelievable. Unbelievable. But I think Star Trek is maybe the worst thing that ever happened to Will Wheaton.
Well, I mean,
Because like
probably made a lot of money.
Well,
but yeah,
I'm sure he made a lot of money, but in terms of his acting career moving forward, once you're Wesley Crusher, what do? You can't really branch out from there to something else. Just a kid in one of the most popular TV shows of its era, and nobody likes him. And
Right.
Had he been in anything else?
I'm actually lucky because I'll have you know, the first episode of Next Generation I ever saw was his last episode. Remember the one where him and Picard crashed and they end up in that cave?
Yes.
That was the first episode I ever saw.
He was actually pretty good in that episode.
He was pretty good, but that was when he was written out. Yeah, they wrote him out. Yeah,
Really? They wrote him out?
Yeah, he only lasted 3 seasons.
Oh, that was a bit later. He went away for a while, then he came back.
I thought it was 3 seasons and then a little bit. I think. Maybe four, but he was gone halfway through for sure.
Okay.
But anyway,
That's so funny.
yeah. Did you want to say anything else about him?
Yeah, I thought that
Say some nice things. I think it was a little. I like
he's
him.
great in this movie. His scenes with Joan Cusack are also
John Cusack.
John.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Joan is
there
Joan is
actually is a Joan. Yeah.
John Cusack are also
Yeah,
really
they're
great.
good. They're good.
Like they feel very genuine. I also completely forgot that he almost immediately loses the baseball cap that his brother gave him.
I forgot. When did he lose it?
The one of the gang members steals it from him.
Oh, I forgot about that.
They never get it back.
Wow, it's sad.
That's like really kind of heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But I think it helps that character by the end of the movie kind of like grow up a little bit and be brave and be the one to kind of save them at the end.
That's something that I noticed as well. The no resolution to the hat thing. And at first I was like, I should have done something with that. No, actually, upon further reflection, I think that would have taken away.
Yeah. Especially since like this is his retelling of the story. So the idea that like I never got the hat back from my brother, but he kind of became closer with his brother by the end, you know what I mean? And having that surrogate brother, like I don't know.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I don't hate it, but it I don't know. It's something that stuck with me this time watching it. I was like, I can't believe.
It's like the hat didn't matter necessally because he had developed that
100%.
brother.
Good point. So now we'll talk about Corey Feldman. I mean, he's always kind of Corey Feldman. But in this movie, to be fair, it's as simple as adding glasses and a slightly different hairstyle makes you see him in a different way. And I think he played that role perfectly.
He does look a little bit different in this movie.
Yeah.
I think he acts the same though.
Yeah, I mean
this is essentially his character in The Burbs too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's not really
with
different.
With the exception of him like losing his shit parts,
Yeah.
like when the
That's
guy at the
true.
junkyard is teasing his dad.
You know what? Yeah, he does have moments in this movie
I just think
are
that he has like a specific character and a face and a voice that different directors use for different reasons, and here it was that. And so when it's this thing, it's like when you see Corey Feldman combined with the writing, it's like you go, oh yeah, that's him. But if you were to see him as Raphael, you'd go, yeah, of course, he's Raphael. But if you see him in The Burbs, you go, yeah, of course, he's that guy.
Yeah.
But he's always kind of the same. But they just change him a little bit. And you go, yeah, of course, right? I think. What do you think, Ian?
I think Corey Feldman is the universal actor.
Yeah,
He can do anything.
Yeah.
No, you're right about that. Like he does have a very distinct energy to him. Like you can't separate who Corey Feldman is from Corey Feldman.
Right.
True. Yeah.
So you have to stick him in roles that if that actually was Corey Feldman, it would still work.
Yes,
right? Like if young Corey Feldman was that person, it would be just the same.
Yeah, you're right.
But he is good in this movie.
He's fine.
I do really like him.
He fits that role. Yeah. I think he's, put it this way, he's the least, I don't want to say relatable, but he's the most outsider of the group.
Yeah.
He's kind of like the very odd.
He also feels the most like caricature.
Yeah, you could say that.
Of like a human.
Sure.
Right? Like the other ones feel a little bit more real. He feels like a little bit make believe.
A little bit.
Like,
I think the key is that he I think we don't get inside of his head as much as we do the other ones. He's the least.
I wonder if that's in some way intentional.
Sure.
Because at the end, he's Gordy, the narrator, is talking about how he and Chris maintained their friendship, but that the two of them, they sort of drifted apart until they were just other faces in the halls. So he may, as in Gordy, may not have ever had much of a read on him to begin with.
Right. Yeah.
And as we're hearing this as a retelling of his story, any holes in his character are going to be explainable.
You know, I don't know why, but I kind of remembered, like, it's one of those cases of like having a false memory. I don't know why I thought that he like admitted that his dad wasn't in the war or something. I don't know why I had that like in my head. So I was expecting like after the junkyard thing for him to like confess and like spill his heart. And it was like gone. I was like, oh, I don't know why.
Could have been a deleted scene that they added back for TV.
Maybe.
Could have been.
I'm not sure, but
sometimes.
But yeah, no, he's fun. He's fun in this movie. But you want to talk about fun?
Let's talk about Jerry O'Connell.
Oh my God!
I think he's emerged as our favorite actor in this movie. He was okay. This is what I think is that there was a lot of good actors in this movie, and they probably all had bigger careers than him, but he might have been the most natural. Like somehow he was never acting. He was just being himself.
His comedic timing is
perfect.
Unbelievable.
Right, I agree.
Like every single line he said was perfectly timed.
I agree.
I don't know if they just really got great takes for him or if this kid was that good at being
100%.
funny, but he's so fucking good in this movie.
Yep.
When they're doing like the like little montage of them being on lookout.
Oh, that's the best. And he goes behind the tree. That is the best. I love that.
He's on like there's nothing else.
Yeah, I know.
Going on.
Yeah,
it's just his timing, and then he's behind the tree, and it's like the perfect beat. And then you see his arm.
I know.
Like,
yes,
it there.
that is
like he doesn't. You don't see his like
it's
face
perfect.
or anything.
Yes, you're
it's
totally
like,
right. Just the arm. You're totally
it's
right.
So good.
You kind of get the sense like, oh, he's hiding behind the tree. Like,
he's
not.
No, he's
still
not.
freaking out.
He's still freaking out.
So good.
Yeah, and you're right. There's like 2 minutes earlier. There's coyotes all over the place, but at this moment, dead quiet.
Yeah.
There's nothing happening.
It's so good.
You're right.
Yeah, great.
No, but he's just. I think we said before we rolled is that everyone has a friend like that in their group.
Yeah.
He's just like a little bit naive, a little bit enthusiastic, but he's always happy. But then he's also a step behind. Like when they tell the story, he's like, wait a minute.
Wait,
I just want to know one question. Did he have to pay to get into that contest? No. Okay, well there is a good story.
That's a
great story.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. And then at the end,
brilliant.
a penny.
Yeah.
It just keeps going. That was great. I love that.
And for that to be the last moment that we see him
I
too,
know.
it's absolutely perfect.
Good. Yeah.
Absolutely
Sums him
perfect.
up.
Oh, man.
And then, okay, so just so everyone knows, before we roll in this podcast, we always have a conversation with them before we start. So you're missing out on a lot if you don't come to Media Uniplex. But we talked about how Jerry O'Connell then went on to star in a TV show called My Secret Identity that was on every Sunday afternoon around 3:30, 4 o'clock in Canada. And then I found out later it was made in Canada. And it appeared on TV directly after or before Superboy. So the Superboy TV show from 88 to 92, which we watched. Yeah. Here, we reviewed it, remember?
Yeah. I remember.
It was on right after that. And it was awesome. And then I never saw him again for many a year after that until, what did he appear in? Like, but wasn't he in like a horror movie, Jerry O'Connell? TV show.
Maybe I can look.
Anyway, he's a good actor. He's a really good actor, and it's funny because of all these actors.
Kangaroo Jack.
He's probably
Piranha 3D.
That's the one. He's probably the least famous, but I think he was awesome. Ian, do you have anything else to say about Jerry O'Connell?
One of my favorite scenes in the film is him, and it's when they're crossing that trestle, the bridge, and he's crawling on his hands and knees.
Yes, I love that.
And I'm thinking like, Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
I'd be terrified of that myself. That's
Right.
probably what I'd be tempted to do. But just it's perfectly aligned to his character.
Yep.
And then when he's trying to run, but he can't. He's too scared. He's
I
too out of
know.
shape. He's
and
too
he
this.
drops his comb.
Yeah.
I love
oh my
that.
God. I brought a comb just in case we're on TV.
Yep.
Goof. My goodness.
So good. His comedic timing again is so good. Every like crawl he does is so good. And then when we cut to the flashback of him when he's retelling the story about how he found out about the dead body, he's listening to his brother's conversation and he's digging underneath the porch and you just see all of
Yes,
those.
I love that. I love that.
But then him like following them, like
Yep.
he's like looking up and then the dust is
Yeah,
in his
I
eyes.
know. I love that.
And then he like crawls up as
It's
they
like a
get-
scrambled crawl to his book now.
and he like his nose is like squished up against the lattice
yeah,
as he's
yeah.
like
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
through and like
Yep,
listening.
yep,
Like
yep.
it's so good. Yeah.
Great cinematography in that scene too.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Oh, yeah.
excellent. I agree. Okay, so here's the question.
Yeah.
This movie is a straight line. It's one of those movies where it's a journey, and the journey is physical, but it's also, what do you want to say, emotional, whatever. But there's two things that are outside of that. One is the older kids that eventually meet up with them. We kind of touch base with them, like they're riding, they're knocking over mailboxes, they're playing pool. So we're kind of seeing what they are. But there's one thing in the movie that's like an outside of the main story, which is the story about, what's the kid's name that eats all the pie?
Oh, Lardass.
Lardass.
Yeah.
So
I always forget that that's coming.
Yes.
And then when it arrives, I'm like, holy shit, this is one of the best parts.
we were all laughing our asses off. I think, you know
my-
what? I think the older people, I think we were laughing. Other people were not laughing as hard as us. Like Ian and Heather were not laughing as hard as us.
No.
We were
Yeah.
dying laughing.
I think that they were still like taking in the emotional
Okay.
force of the movie,
Sure.
right? Because even halfway through, what these kids have been through is very
Right.
tugs at your heartstrings, and it's powerful. So then for us to have this break in the middle of the movie
Right.
where Gordy's going to tell a story about this fat kid who wins a pie eating contest and then throws up on everybody.
It's ridiculous.
It's
It is-
insane.
It's one of the most ridiculous stories ever told.
It
Yeah.
is.
And to have it dropped right in the middle of
Yes.
this powerful coming of age movie, it just the juxtaposition is lunacy,
Yes.
and it works.
It's so funny. Like the fact that everybody in that scene is hilarious too.
I know,
is-
you're right. And
is
that, we never see them again.
It's like a
of course.
phenomenon. Like
I know.
I don't know how they cast for this one small little vignette. It's brilliant. The mayor is probably
Yeah,
the
yeah.
second funniest person in this
Forgot
movie.
about the mayor. You're right.
He's
The
so
way he go,
funny.
Yeah, you ready?
Sorry about that,
Lardass?
Lardass.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
so good.
Oh my god! And then when they're going through all the people throwing up, we feel like we've already known like they were puking on them, and you're like, oh yeah, I know them.
Yeah.
I met them 3 seconds ago.
Yeah.
But you feel like you know them all, right?
For sure.
Right
that
down
was-
to the dudes in the antler hats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They only show them twice, but you're like, yeah, I know those guys. Yeah,
Even
that
like
was
the
great.
twins, because like they had
Yeah.
one line
Yes.
before this, and then like the kid says their name,
Yes,
like first and last name. I don't know why that stuck out to me
The
too.
way-
Like
the way
it's
that
so
he says it-
important that it's like
The way that he says it, it's almost as though he is saying it as though we know
Right.
these kids from forever.
Yeah.
Oh, those guys. You know those guys. Well, yeah, movie. I know
And then
those
you
guys.
just go,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I get it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so weird. And the thing is when you're watching that scene, it feels very almost fairy tale Americana-esque. Almost
the way
like
that it's
Tim
shot
Burton.
has a lot to do with that.
Almost like Tim Burton. Like it's like
Oh, yeah.
fairy tale-ish, right? But it's not. But it's subtle. It's so subtle. There's not like one thing you can point to and say that's what it is. But
Yeah.
you watch it, it just has that haze
For
and
sure.
That,
Even down to like what you don't know is moments before.
yes.
And it cuts him. He has like
I
this
know.
giant bottle, and he like downs it, and then he cracks the raw egg into like. It's so like
I know.
visceral. I don't know. It's
Yep.
it's, but it, like cartoonish in the way that it's
Well,
done.
it's from the mind of a
Right,
child,
right,
right?
right,
So
right,
like,
yeah.
he drank a huge bottle of castor oil,
Yep.
and then
Yeah.
he cracked an egg into his mouth. Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the way that they react to the stories, obviously we mentioned Jerry O'Connell, but the way that they're all wrapped up in it, which also ties into everything else that they're talking about in that whole situation. When they cut to the kind of dollies, when they're all just like, so if Mickey is a mouse and Donald's a duck. And then Pluto's a dog. What the hell is Goofy?
Right.
And it's like you said, Ian. It's like, wait a minute. I thought of that. I thought that was the conversation me and my friend. No. Oh, we got it from this movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we're just repeating shit that we heard.
Exactly. And Stand By Me. Yeah. And then there was, what else? There was the Mickey Mouse Superman thing. Yeah. And then there was...
Great. The Mighty Mouse.
The Mighty Mouse thing. And then what was the other one? When they were going around the circle, what was the other the other things they mentioned? Do you remember?
Oh, yeah. If I can only eat one food ever for the rest of my life, that's
Cherry Pez.
Cherry flavored Pez. No question.
Yeah.
So good, yeah.
It's just one, yeah. And it's almost like now that you've seen the movie, it feels like it's self-evident of how you would shoot this movie. But no, Rob Reiner had to think of it. Just the way that they are panning by these kids' faces and just giving them these lines, and they keep cutting back to the reference to Pluto or to Goofy. Is so funny. But anyway, it's just perfect.
Yeah.
There's so many things about this movie that are perfect. Anyway, I gotta say, after the credits rolled and we were all stunned into silence.
That was weird, by the way.
Yeah, it was. But I kind of think this might be one of the best movies we've ever shown here. It's in the top something. I don't know why, but we've watched 101 movies now, and this is right up there.
Right behind Dog Soldiers.
Right behind Dog Soldiers.
No, it is definitely up there for me. I'm trying to think of better movies. Alien, Star Wars, maybe. Like, it's up there. We're just saying a lot.
Sure.
That it's up there with these movies that are like universally held on this pedestal. Not that Stand By Me isn't, but I feel like it's not brought up a lot.
No, and the fact that one of our regulars refused to come tonight because we were showing Stand By Me says a lot, right? I think it's one of those movies that like whoever's seen it loves it, but not everyone has seen it. That's right?
And it's an interesting movie in the sense that it's like the friendship is the plot,
right?
The fact that they're going to see a body
is a MacGuffin, but it's a very insignificant MacGuffin. Like, that's their destination, and it sort of sets the tone. But when they find it, they're like, we're actually not going to do anything with this, right?
And then they walk away. It's all about their interactions leading up to it. So it's an atypical movie in that sense, that it's not about anything that's happening. It's about them talking, and that's about it.
Well, okay, which brings us to the change of the title, which is interesting because the original title of the novella is The Body. The body in the story is the MacGuffin, but then the title is changed to Stand By Me, which is the actual theme of the story, right?
Yeah.
And it's interesting because what you just said, it's two different sides of the plot. It really isn't about the body. It's about them bonding. It's amazing. And of course, that song, OMG, when it kicks in at the end.
It's so good. Well, I think this is the first time I've noticed that the score also plays the theme.
It has a theme,
like
a version of it throughout,
and it really, I think it helps. Like tie the whole thing together, the score. It's really great. Can you
imagine this movie if it wasn't called Stand By Me, if it didn't have the song, if it was just called Hey, remember that movie The Body?
It doesn't have that.
Stand By Me. It just gives it that extra, I don't know what, but magic.
Je ne sais quoi.
There you go.
Yeah. No, you're right. A movie called The Body with everything else being identical.
Yeah.
I think it would have just turned people away from even checking it out.
Yeah. It would have been more obscure, and we'd be like telling people to come and see it, and without them even knowing what it was.
But comparing this movie to, like, as you were saying, to Alien and to Star Wars, they're very fantastic movies, but none of those, in fact, nothing that we've seen here had the impact at the end that I saw, that you saw.
Yeah.
When 99 times out of 100 or 100 times out of 101, whenever we watch a movie, the credits roll and we all start clapping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This, we just sat and the credits rolled and they rolled and they rolled and we just sat there. And then midway, I think I might have, like, I got to do something. So we clapped for a minute, but then we just continued sitting.
Yeah.
And then the lights came up and we're just quiet. We've never had that before. We've never had that level of impact.
And we all sat after, like, even when the credits were done, we all stayed in our seats and we just kind of turned to each other and started talking. Like,
It's also because there was only 6 people, but yeah.
well,
No.
but
to me,
even then, it's like people are getting up, they're going to the washroom,
Well, that's
they're
true.
heading back to the
because
bar.
usually people are out the door, they're paying for their beer, they're talking.
Right.
You're right, because usually people start yakking about other things. But this is the only time, you're right, where we all just were talking about the movie, and we were like, it was weird. It was almost like we were at a funeral.
Yeah, in a way. Like, we all needed time to collect our thoughts. We all needed time to wrap our heads around, despite the fact that we've seen it before, what we just seen and what we're feeling. And we needed time.
Yeah.
And the editing, I think, lends itself to that too, because when the credits roll, we are seeing through the window of the writer's office, looking out as they're kind of like, the kids run out and they're playing in the yard for a second.
Yep.
And then they all get into the vehicle and it drives off and then it fades to black.
It holds on that empty window for a good minute though, even after they drive off.
Yeah.
But I think that's why I think that's what contributed to us just being like hypnotized by that window and just looking at it and just like, ugh. Yeah, I agree. That helped.
Yeah.
Whew. This movie's just about perfect. It's just about perfect.
Just about perfect. What do you think of Kiefer Sutherland in this one?
We didn't talk about Kiefer.
Oh, yeah.
Last word, Kiefer Sutherland. I mean, he was great. He's always great, right?
Yeah.
I wanted
Scary.
to punch him in the fucking
Yeah,
face.
Kiefer Sutherland has this weird, like, he always plays kind of an arrogant asshole, always, in every movie. And you just want to put your fist through his face, right? And he did it perfectly in this movie, right?
He's also kind of terrifying.
Yeah, of course.
Like I believe that he was going to stab the kid.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
Know what I mean? Like, I fully was scared.
Yeah.
You know, like, I was nervous. And he does a great job of, like, riding that line of, like, being
and he also,
funny bad and then bad.
Yeah, that's a good point, because you don't really think he's scary until the second big scene and you're like, oh shit, he actually is gonna hurt him. And then also, he's not really afraid of the gun. Even though the kid pulls the gun on him, he's still threatening him and he's still coming at him a little bit, right? So that makes me scary.
It takes him a while to back down.
Yeah.
Rob Reiner did a fantastic job of giving us a lot of information on this character in very little screen time. He was on the screen for maybe 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But we see him bullying his friends. We see him playing chicken. Playing chicken is the big one. Playing chicken is the big one, because that's when you know that he's not going to back down.
Yeah.
And that increases the stakes for when Will Wheaton's got the gun on him. But that scene, the look on his face after the truck veers off and he gets in front, he's like, I won.
That's insane.
He doesn't care about anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Total sociopath, and sells it. And we get this in 2 minutes of screen time. Great fucking job.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, and you're totally right too. It does add to the suspense at the end, because it is this game of chicken at the end of the movie when he's got a gun held to him, right?
Good point.
And the fact that he keeps his cool adds to it. Like, you know, he even when he does back away, it's not like, let's get out of here. You know, like, he doesn't break. He's like, this isn't over. I will fucking find you and you're dead meat.
Yeah, I know.
Like, it's terrifying even when he
and then the
loses.
movie ends.
And you're worried.
It's
It's
completely
like, oh
unresolved.
shit, he is going to come back. Yeah.
So, what a great fucking movie.
It's
so good.
A big slab of realism and nostalgia and whatever. But yeah, like, the last line of this movie kills me. Remember what it is? When he's typing?
Yeah, I'll never, I don't know if I ever will.
He said,
Yeah.
you don't have, he said something like, What was the last line?
I never had friends
as good
as I did when I was 12.
12 years old, but
who
then
does
who
do any
does?
of us?
Yeah.
Or whatever. Oh, what a good everything. It's just perfect. I love it. Whew. I don't know. So there you go. That's one of the best movies we've ever watched here.
Yeah.
It absolutely
Yep.
is. If you have not seen this movie, absolutely go and see it. Even though we just spoiled the whole plot, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
You still have
Yeah.
to see it. It's a great movie
Yeah.
with great actors. It's perfect. Rob Reiner.
For us to be as moved as we are by a movie that's essentially 4 10-year-olds just running around.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Excellent mumovie. Well, that's it. Thank you, Champion.
Thank you.
for insisting we show
Yeah.
this movie. And so did I. I mean, we both agree we have to show a Rob Reiner film. We have
Yeah.
to. It had to be this one.
Yep.
It was either this or where's his filmography of shitty movies he did later in his life? Okay, no, it doesn't matter. Okay, fine, his career went down, but it had to be this.
There's a couple more good ones. That,
Yeah, there's a few.
yeah.
There's a few really
that
good
we
ones.
will be screening.
Yes, we will. And Joshua Ravel, where can you find all of our episodes?
Oh, yeah. You can find all of our stuff on our website at comicbooksyndicate.com. Check us out there. Let us know what you guys think about Stand By Me. What's your favorite coming of age movie?
There
And
you go.
yeah.
Till the next time, see you later.